In this episode of Linux News Log, 24 hours with Ubuntu, does father of Linux favor Windows 7, SCO thrashes on, and how to unzip large files in Linux. QuickSurf Internet Media presents Linux News Log, separating the Linux and open source signal from the noise. Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm your host Adrian, coming to you almost live from lovely Studio BR2 here at QuickSurf Internet Media in Phoenix, Arizona. Linux News Log is a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. Do feel free to head on over to www.techpodcast.com. If you like my show, you'll certainly find other technology-related shows over there as well. Let's go ahead and get into the stories for episode number 188. From BBC News, they have a blog called .life. They have an article entitled 24 Hours with Ubuntu. And it's kind of interesting. It starts off on Wednesday morning. I was on BBC Breakfast talking about Windows 7, and each time I was on air, I mentioned Ubuntu, the most popular version of the Linux operating system. So were its devoted fans pleased? Quite the opposite, because on my second broadcast, I committed an unpardonable sin. In a rather clumsily phrased sentence, my only excuse is that it came in the middle of a rather successful live technology demo. I suggested that Ubuntu was a minority sport only for dedicated enthusiasts. So anyway, what this is going on is a guy who's been experimenting around with Ubuntu, and it's his experience of spending 24 hours with it. And so definitely something that's interesting to say the least, you know, especially for a guy who's not really an Ubuntu guy per se, or a Linux man as you might call him, but still pretty interesting nonetheless. Let's go ahead and talk about our sponsor for this episode, GoToAssist Express. If you provide technical support to clients, colleagues, friends, or family, have you found an easy, cost-effective way of helping them without being there in person? The last thing you want to do is waste time driving there to fix the problem instead of possibly doing it remotely. Well, the best way for me to provide technical support to my family and friends and everyone else is to do it online with GoToAssist Express. I help friends how to learn new software. I can fix family computer problems without being there in person, which is a huge godsend for me. GoToAssist Express lets you easily view and control any other computer online so you can quickly resolve technical issues. Whether you're in customer support, technical consulting, or management, or just a computer guru, GoToAssist Express will help you. It'll help you increase revenue, reduce travel and support time, and service more clients. GoToAssist Express is brought to you by Citrix. You know GoToAssist Express will be easy and secure. I want you to try GoToAssist Express free for 30 days. For this special offer, visit gotoassist.com/techpodcast. That's gotoassist.com/techpodcast for a free 30-day trial. All right, from PC World, there's this interesting article called Does Father of Linux Favor Windows 7? And essentially, this is a photo of Linus Torvalds in front of a Windows 7 booth in Japan, giving it the good thumbs up and has this giant grin on his face. And so the photo was posted by Chris to Picasa, and it comes with the narrative. Since Microsoft tried to torpedo the success of the Japan Linux Symposium by launching their Windows 7 product that same day right across the street, we decided to make some fun of Microsoft. We dragged Linus to their big promotion booth. One of the sales guys only took a minute to get Linus sold on it, as you can see in the picture. At least that's what he thought. He obviously had no clue who he was talking to, but in the end, Linus did not buy a copy. So you got to see the picture. If I got permission to show the picture, you should be seeing it up if you're watching the video version of the podcast. I will get permission to use the picture so y'all watching the video can see it. It's pretty hilarious. Also, there's a link up in the show notes to it as well. From Computer World Blogs, the CyberCynic blog from Stephen J. Von Nichols, SCO thrashes on. He starts the blog entry off saying, "Shame on me. I was sure that when SCO fired anti-Linux zealot and CEO Daryl McBride that Edward Kahn, the Chapter 11 bankruptcy court trustee, would kill off SCO's IBM lawsuit is a waste of money for a company that's been bleeding red ink for years. I was wrong." According to a Salt Lake Tribune report, Kahn told U.S. bankruptcy judge Kevin Gross that SCO's claims against IBM and Novell should be pursued aggressively. Wow. So I'm as shocked as Stephen J. Von Nichols is. I'm blown away. I would have thought that I'm exactly what he said. I was sure this would just kind of die a quick death and go away. Apparently that's not the case. We've reported on this a multitude of times in the past over the years that I've been doing the show. I will continue to monitor what's going on, and we'll continue to report on it as things happen even more. I'm amazed. I'm just amazed that they're even going to keep trying to do it. I mean, that's been the source of the whole source of why SCO's been bleeding red ink in the first place. So kind of interesting. For our how-to section, I discovered this article at penlug.org, and it's entitled "Unzipping Large Files on Linux." And basically, it's a wiki entry, so to speak. I sourced this off of Twitter, actually. I just searched for Linux how-to on Twitter, and believe it or not, a lot of people post a lot of stuff on how to do stuff in Linux on Twitter. So, but at any rate, this is kind of interesting. It talks about the P7 zip tool for extracting zip files larger than 4 gigabytes, something that you'll need if you have zip files larger than 4 gigs, and you see the skipping command when you're trying to unzip. So you have to download P7 zip, build it. It goes through all the stuff to do it, and that'll get you up and running for unzipping large files in Linux. So kind of handy. That's pretty much it for this edition of Linux News Log. As always, I thank you so much for listening and watching. Everything we've talked about is linked up on the show notes, linux.quicksurf.com. You can shoot me an email, linux@quicksurf.com, if you have questions, comments, concerns, feedback, etc., etc., etc. There's a multitude of ways to get a hold of me online. Just visit us on the show notes. It's all linked up. Twitter, all that good stuff. Friend feed, all the good stuff. The Facebook stuff, not so much. I'm really only going to friend you in Facebook if I really like you and want to follow you, or we've met in person. If we've met in person, just say, "Hey, we met at such and such, like the Podcasting and New Media Expo or one of the other events I went to." And generally, if I remember you, I'll go ahead and friend you on Facebook. But otherwise, you can follow me on Friend Feed and Twitter. I do post a lot of stuff to both of those sites, as well as I think Ustream is on there too. I have Ustream. Also, you can subscribe to the YouTube video feeds, all that good stuff. So anyway, for those of you who are on the OGG Vorbis feed, please visit us on the web at linux.quicksurf.com. I am changing the subscription URL for the OGG Vorbis feed. It'll make you guys a lot happier because it'll be linking straight back to the main Linux feed, so you'll get most of the content that you would if you were subscribed to like the MP3 feed or something along those lines. So definitely go look at the new link here in the next week or two. The old link that everyone is currently subscribed to is going to start redirecting to the new link. But if you want to go ahead and manually change it now, that'd save me a ton of time. And that's something that I'll be maintaining is for compatibility, so that if you subscribe to it, you will get more complete show notes. So anyway, with that said, thank you, and I will see all of you on the next episode. I'll see you then. Bye.